No one wanted to sit beside the alien princess. Not on this ship, not on any ship. Whenever Princess Lyria traveled, the seat next to her always stayed empty, like a warning sign no one dared to touch. People whispered that she was dangerous, unstable, and cursed with strange flaw that normal beings could not survive. Today was no different. On the starship Vela 9, every seat was filled except one, the one right next to her. Passengers stood in the aisles, choosing discomfort over sitting near the princess. Some pretended to check their bags. Others looked at their shoes. A few openly moved away when they saw her silver hair and the glowing mark on her cheek. The ship lights flickered above her, as if reacting to her presence. Even the ship's AI repeated softly, "Biofield anomaly detected. Maintain distance." Lyria sat perfectly still, hands on her lap, eyes lowered. She looked calm, but inside, she fought a constant storm. Her power reacted to her emotions, and her emotions reacted to the world that rejected her. She breathed slowly, trying not to feel anything. Then the doors opened. A human man stepped in, Evan Hale. Traveling alone, wearing simple clothes and carrying a small bag, he looked around for a seat. His eyes scanned the ship and stopped at the only empty one. The passengers instantly panicked. A woman whispered loudly, "Don't sit there. Please don't." A man pulled his child closer. "She is flawed. It's not safe." But Evan didn't listen. He didn't even look confused. He just walked forward with steady steps. He didn't stare at Lyria like the others. He didn't fear her. He simply saw a lonely girl sitting alone in a crowded ship. The air grew heavier as he got closer. The lights flickered again, brighter this time. Some passengers covered their faces, waiting for her energy to explode. Princess Lyria slowly raised her eyes. They were soft, bright, and full of surprise. Evan reached the seat, looked at her with a small, calm smile, and sat down. The moment he did, something impossible happened. The lights stopped flickering. The heavy air disappeared. The ship became completely silent. It was as if his presence canceled the storm inside her. Lyria blinked, confused. No one had ever done this before. No one had ever sat beside her without fear. She whispered, almost afraid to break the moment, "You are not scared?" Evan shrugged lightly. "Why would I be scared? It's just a seat." But everyone on the ship knew it was not just a seat, because the moment he sat down, something changed in the air, something powerful, something dangerous, something ancient. And hidden deep in the ship, an enemy agent watched through a small device. A message was sent quietly. The human made contact with the princess. Begin Phase 1. The danger had only just begun. The ship continued its flight through silent space, but inside the cabin, everyone kept stealing shocked glances toward a human who dared to sit beside Princess Lyria. No alarms went off. No lights flickered. No strange energy waves pulsed through the air. It was peaceful, something that had never happened around her. Lyria sat very still, afraid to even breathe too loudly. She could feel it, her power, the wild force inside her. Suddenly quiet. It felt strange, like a storm falling asleep. Evan sat relaxed, his arms crossed casually. He didn't move away. He didn't shake. He didn't even watch her with fear. He just existed beside her, and somehow, his calm energy wrapped around her like a shield. For a long moment, she simply studied him. A human, just a simple human, yet somehow stronger than all the brave warriors she had met. Finally, she spoke softly, "You don't know who I am, do you?" Evan smiled. "No. Should I?" She looked down at the glowing mark on her cheek, the symbol of her uncontrollable power, the reason the galaxy feared her. "I am the flawed princess," she whispered. He raised a brow. "So? Everyone has flaws." Her breath caught. No one had ever answered like that. No one had ever dismissed her curse, like it was nothing. But before she could speak again, a soft tremor ran through the ship. The lights dimmed for half a second. Passengers gasped, but this time, Lyria wasn't the cause. The ship AI spoke calmly. "Warning. Energy fluctuation detected in cargo bay." Lyria's eyes widened. "That is not normal." Evan sat up straighter. What kind of fluctuation? She shook her head. I don't know, but it feels wrong. Her body tensed. With tension came fear, and with fear came danger. A soft hum rose around her, the first sign that her power was stirring again. Evan noticed and gently placed his hand near hers, not touching, just close enough for her to feel his steady presence. Hey, breathe, he said quietly. You're okay. Shock hit her again. No one had ever tried to calm her. People usually ran. She inhaled slowly. The hum softened. The tremor hit again, stronger this time. Boom! A muffled explosion echoed through the ship. Passengers screamed. A child cried. Someone yelled, We're under attack. Lyria didn't panic. She closed her eyes, feeling through the ship with her strange energy. Her face turned pale. There is a device, she whispered. Something hidden. Someone wants this ship to fall. Evan's eyes narrowed. Someone or someone targeting you? Lyria didn't answer. She couldn't, because deep inside her chest, she felt it. The cold, sharp recognition of a threat meant only for her. Her power stirred again, stronger this time. She clenched her hands. If I lose control, the ship will break, she whispered. And Evan said the words that changed everything. Then I'll help you stay in control. Before she could understand his meaning, the ship shook violently again. The real attack had begun. The third tremor was not like the first two. It felt sharper, stronger, almost deliberate. The ship tilted for a second, and every passenger grabbed the nearest seat or wall. The ship AI repeated louder this time. Warning. Structural impact detected. Cargo bay breach. Please remain seated. But people didn't remain seated. Panic spread instantly. Someone shouted, We're falling. Another screamed, It's her. The princess is losing control. A mother covered her child's ears as the cabin filled with cries. Lyria lowered her head, ashamed, even though she knew the truth. This time it wasn't her. She whispered, The attack, it's meant for me. Evan looked at her with calm eyes, even while alarms blared around them. How do you know? She closed her eyes. Her strange energy, the flaw everyone feared, reached through walls, sensing vibrations and movement. There is a pulse, she said softly. A hidden device. It is targeting my biofield. It's pulling the ship down. Another explosion echoed, louder. This one shook dust from the ceiling. The cabin lights flickered violently. Passengers fell against each other. Luggage dropped from overhead compartments. One man hit the floor hard and yelled in pain. The chaos pushed Lyria's emotions higher. Her hand began to glow faintly. A soft wave of unstable power rolled through the air. Lights buzzed. Metal walls vibrated. People backed away from her seat again, terrified. No, 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 she whispered. Not now. Evan moved closer, steady and fearless. Look at me, he said. She didn't. Lyria, look at me. Slowly, she raised her eyes. His face was calm, his breathing slow, his presence warm, grounding. You're not alone, he said. Her power softened instantly, like a wild animal recognizing a familiar voice. Then, crash! The ship dipped sharply downward. Gasps filled the cabin. A child flew forward, and Evan grabbed the boy midair, pushing him back into his mother's arms. The mother cried, Thank you. Evan nodded, then turned back to Lyria. What happens if you focus your power on the source? Her breath shook. I've never tried. If I push too hard, I could destroy the ship. Or you could save it, he said. Another violent jolt hit. This time, the emergency oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. The AI voice sounded strained. Critical warning. Stabilizers failing. Lyria felt the device now, like a black hole pulling at her chest. She whispered, It's getting stronger. Evan took her trembling hand. Not afraid. Not careful. Just sure. Then we fight it together. Her eyes widened. No one had ever stood beside her during a crisis. No one believed they could survive her power. But Evan didn't care about rumors or fear. Another explosion boomed through the ship. Metal screamed. The floor shook. Passengers prayed. Lyria finally nodded. Okay, I'll try. She closed her eyes. Her glow brightened. And the moment she reached for the device with her power, something reached back. A cold, sharp force. A living energy. Someone or something was waiting for her. The moment Lyria reached out with her power, something cold and sharp grabbed her energy like a hand made of ice. She gasped, jerking back. But the force didn't release her. It pulled harder, like it wanted to rip the power out of her body. Her breath turned shaky. "This isn't a device," she whispered. "Someone is controlling it." Before Evan could answer, the lights dimmed completely. Then a single red emergency light flickered on, and from the back of the cabin, a tall figure stepped forward. He wore black armor that absorbed the light, and a helmet shaped like a twisted skull. His presence sucked the air from the room. Everyone froze. Some passengers dropped to their knees out of pure terror. Lyria's voice trembled. "He is an Aravok hunter." Evan frowned. "What is that?" "A monster," she whispered. "A killer made to hunt royal blood." The hunter raised a small device glowing with dark energy, the same force that had grabbed her power. His voice was metallic. "Princess Lyria, your existence is a threat to the galaxy. You will be terminated." Passengers screamed and scattered. The hunter ignored them completely. His eyes stayed locked on Lyria. Her power surged wildly in fear. Light sparked above her. The metal around her seat bent slightly, reacting to her rising energy. She clutched her chest, trying to control it. I can't stop it," she gasped. The hunter pointed the device at her. Evan didn't think. He didn't hesitate. He didn't even look scared. He stood up and stepped between Lyria and the hunter. The entire ship went silent. The hunter paused, surprised. "Human," he said. "Move. You will die." Evan's voice was steady. "Then you'll have to kill me first." Lyria's eyes widened. "No, you can't. He will shred you." But Evan didn't move. The hunter tilted his head. "You protect the flawed princess? Why?" "She is unstable. Dangerous. Broken." Evan answered simply. "She's not broken." Lyria felt something inside her chest shift. A strange warmth, cutting through her fear. The hunter stepped closer. Energy crackled around him. The floor shook under his boots. Lyria's power began spiraling again, reacting to danger. Sparks formed around her fingers. "Evan, please," she begged. "You must move. If I lose control." He glanced back at her. "You won't. I trust you." Those words struck her harder than any weapon. The hunter growled. "Then both of you will die together." He fired the device. A black wave of energy shot forward. Evan shoved his arm out, bracing himself. Lyria screamed. The passengers ducked. But something impossible happened. The wave hit Evan and stopped. It froze in midair, like an invisible wall blocked it. The hunter stepped back, shocked. Lyria stared, trembling. "My power, it reacted to protect you." Evan slowly lowered his arm. "That means you can control it, especially when it matters." The hunter roared in anger, charging forward. Evan positioned himself to fight, even though he had no armor, no weapons, nothing but courage. And Lyria whispered, voice shaking but powerful, "Then I'll fight too." Her glow spread through the cabin. The monster was coming. And this time, she wasn't running. The hunter charged like a moving shadow, his armor humming with deadly energy. Every passenger held their breath as the monster rushed forward. His skull-shaped helmet reflected the red lights, making him look less like a soldier and more like a nightmare. Evan stood in front of him, unarmed, steady, refusing to move. Lyria's heart pounded. Her fear rose. Her energy rose with it. Sparks flashed across her hands. The air bent around her like heat from a burning sun. The hunter raised his weapon to strike Evan first. Lyria screamed, "No!" A wave of bright energy burst from her chest, but it didn't explode randomly like before. This time, it moved like a shield, fast and sharp. The energy slammed into the hunter and threw him across the cabin. Passengers watched in disbelief. Evan looked back at her, amazed. That was controlled. "You aimed it." Lyria trembled, shocked at herself. I didn't mean to aim it. I just wanted you safe. Evan smiled softly. Maybe that's all your power ever needed. A reason, not fear. Before she could respond, the hunter stood again, armor cracked, sparks flying from his weapon. His voice was colder than before. So, the Royal Council was right. The princess's true power has awakened. Lyria froze. Royal Council? What do you mean? The hunter stepped forward, slow and heavy. The truth you were never told. You are not flawed. You are the rarest royal born in 1,000 years. You carry the Genesis core, the power to reshape matter, energy, even life. Lyria shook her head violently. No, that's impossible. My power destroys things. It breaks everything. The hunter laughed, a twisted metallic sound. That is because you were taught to fear it. A mind full of fear cannot guide such power. The council hid the truth from you, princess. They feared you would rise too strong. Those words hit her like a blade. Evan noticed her hands shaking and moved closer. Lyria breathed. The hunter continued. You were labeled flawed, so no kingdom would trust you. So no faction would follow you. So you would stay weak. Something inside Lyria snapped. All her life, she had carried shame. All her life, she believed she was broken. All her life, she feared herself more than others feared her. But now, the truth stood in front of her. She wasn't a curse. She wasn't a danger. She wasn't flawed. She was power. Power someone else wanted control. Tears rolled down her cheeks, glowing softly with her energy. Evan touched her arm gently. Lyria, look at me. She looked up, eyes shining like a rising star. You're not flawed, he said quietly. You were lied to. Her breath steadied. Her power stopped trembling. For the first time, it felt warm, like it belonged to her. The hunter lifted his broken weapon. I will still complete my mission. You must be eliminated before your power grows. Lyria stepped forward, not hiding, not shaking, not afraid. Her voice was calm, steady, royal. Then you will fail your mission. Her glow brightened, not wild but controlled. Evan stepped beside her, and for the first time in her life, Lyria wasn't standing alone. The hunter charged again, faster than before, his broken armor rattling with every step. Sparks of dark energy leaked from the cracks. He was damaged, but still deadly. Princess Lyria didn't step back this time. She lifted her hand slowly, and the air around her began to shimmer. But unlike before, there was no wild shaking, no dangerous burst, no unstable force. Her power felt calm, focused, almost gentle, like it finally knew who it belonged to. Evan stood beside her, steady as a wall. The hunter roared and swung his weapon. Lyria moved her hand forward, not in fear, but in purpose. A soft wave of glowing energy rose from her palm. It met the hunter's attack with a quiet sound, like wind touching metal. The weapon's blast dissolved instantly, falling apart like dust. The hunter froze mid-strike. His voice tightened. You control it now? Lyria nodded, her eyes glowing softly. The hunter swung again, but this time the air itself bent around Lyria, pushing him back without harming anyone. The force lifted him into the air and threw him into the cabin wall. This time, he didn't rise. His armor flickered, then powered down completely. The monster who terrified the galaxy lay defeated, not by destruction, but by control. Passengers stared in disbelief. Some covered their mouths. Some cried from relief. Some whispered prayers. Evan let out a slow breath. That was incredible. Lyria looked at her hands, trembling, but not from fear. Evan, I didn't break anything. I didn't hurt anyone. You saved everyone, he corrected gently. Her eyes filled with emotion. For the first time in her life, her power did something good, something she chose. The ship trembled again, but this time it was the stabilizers recovering. The alarm slowly faded, replaced by the AI's calm voice. Threat neutralized. Stabilizing flight path. Please remain calm. Passengers finally relaxed. Some approached carefully. One brave woman whispered, Princess, thank you. Lyria blinked in shock. People had never thanked her before. They had run from her all her life. But now, they looked at her with respect. Evan smiled at her, proud. See? You were never the problem. Lyria whispered. If you had not sat beside me, I would not have believed that. The ship landed safely minutes later. When the doors opened, a crowd waited outside. Guards, medics, reporters. They expected chaos, damage, maybe even bodies. But instead, they saw a princess walking out confidently with a human man beside her. Cameras flashed. People whispered. Some guards stepped back in awe, sensing her power. Others bowed. She was no longer the flawed princess. She was something greater. Lyria turned to Evan, her voice soft and full of meaning. That seat, the one everyone feared, it changed everything. Evan shrugged lightly, smiling. It was just a seat. She shook her head. No, it was the first time someone chose to stay with me, not run from me. For a moment, the galaxy felt quiet around them. Evan extended his hand. She took it without hesitation. And together, they walked forward, a princess who learned she wasn't broken, and a human who proved fear could be defeated by simple courage. Their story was just beginning.